All right, so today we're doing a deep dive into something a little different. We're going to be looking at
Sounds intriguing.
some excerpts, some poetry excerpts.
Poetry? Or...
And the theme is heartbreak and betrayal.
Heavy stuff.
So we're going to see how this author,
Yeah.
her name is Yaya,
Yeah.
how she uses poetry to kind of work through that.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating, actually. Using poetry as like a cathartic release.
Exactly, yeah. So let's jump right into it.
Okay.
So this first excerpt starts out, his eyes once held the morning light, a love so pure, a shining sight.
Lovely imagery.
All right, that seems like everything's perfect.
Yeah, idyllic.
And then it kind of takes a turn. Shadows crept, a creeping doubt, a whisper sweet, a siren shout.
Whoa. The mood changed there.
What do you make of that?
I mean, obviously there's that contrast, right? You've got that initial light and purity, and then bam, shadows and doubt.
Then a siren shout, yeah.
Yeah, that siren shout is particularly interesting.
Yeah.
Like a siren, you know, those mythical creatures that lured sailors to their deaths.
Right, with their beautiful voices.
Exactly. So it kind of makes you wonder, is Yaya implying that there was another woman involved? Someone who tempted her partner away?
Almost like a hypnotic, irresistible force.
Yeah, and it makes you think about temptation in general, right? Like what kind of siren song can pull us away from what we value most?
It's also interesting that she uses the word whisper.
Oh, yeah, good point.
So it's like this betrayal wasn't some big loud event.
It was more insidious, right? Something subtle that slowly crept in and poisoned the relationship.
Exactly, and you see that theme of brokenness throughout the excerpt. Shattered dreams, broken glass. It's like everything that was once whole is now.
Fractured, shattered.
Yeah, just completely broken.
Powerful stuff.
Let's move on to the second poem.
Okay.
Okay, so she starts this one out. A love forsaken, left to die. A barren scene, a broken heart. A life unseen.
Oh, wow. She's really laying it all out there.
What do you make of those lines?
Well, first of all, the imagery is incredibly vivid, right?
Yeah.
A barren scene, a broken heart, a life unseen. It paints a picture of complete and utter devastation, like she's lost everything.
Yeah, and that phrase, a life unseen, it's like she feels invisible, like her whole existence has been erased.
Exactly, and it ties back to that siren imagery from the first poem, too.
Right, how so?
Well, if the siren represents the other woman, or maybe the temptation itself, then it's like she's saying that the siren has stolen her life, her happiness, her identity.
And left her with nothing.
Yeah, just a barren scene, a broken heart.
It's so raw.
Yeah, Yaya's really not holding back here. She's letting us into the darkest parts of her grief.
And, you know, it's important to remember that these are just excerpts from Yaya's poems.
Right. We're only getting a glimpse into her experience.
And it's her perspective, her side of the story.
Yeah, and it definitely makes you wonder about the other perspectives involved, right?
Yeah, like what was going on with her partner?
Exactly. What led him to stray? Was he unhappy in the relationship? Was he seduced by the siren?
And what about the siren herself?
Yeah, was she a willing participant in this? Did she know about Yaya? Or was she also a victim of sorts, caught up in a situation she didn't fully understand?
So many questions.
It's like a puzzle with missing pieces.
It really reminds us that there's always more to the story than what we see on the surface.
Absolutely. And it's a good reminder to approach these kinds of situations with empathy and an open mind.
To remember that there are multiple perspectives, multiple truths.
And that even in the midst of pain, there's always room for compassion and understanding.
It's also incredible to see how Yaya is channeling her pain into something creative.
Oh, absolutely. Turning heartbreak into art. Emotions, make sense of our experiences, and even find healing.
Even though this is Yaya's personal story, it really speaks to universal themes.
Yeah, love, loss, betrayal, these are things that we all grapple with at some point in our lives.
And it makes you think about your own experiences, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt betrayed by someone you loved? How did you cope with those feelings? Did you find solace in any form of creative expression?
It's a lot to think about.
It is, and that's the beauty of a deep dive like this. It leaves us with more questions than answers.
But it also gives us a framework for understanding these complex human experiences.
And for finding empathy and compassion for ourselves and others, even in the midst of heartbreak.
It's a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope for healing and growth.
And that our stories, even the painful ones, can be a source of strength and inspiration for others.
Exactly, and that's something worth remembering.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.